Hello, hello, hello. Hi, my friends. It's me, Mel, at In-Lightened Spirit, and this is Spiritual AF, where I provide live psychic guidance, insight, so you can hashtag live enlightened and spiritual as fuck. So, how are you doing this week? I hope that you're all doing well. As per usual, as per usual, you are invited to put your questions in the chat box, and I will do my level best to answer them. Um, and why? Because this is my calling in life. This is how I love to serve others, by helping them have more empowerment, more love, more freedom in their lives, by understanding that the choices that they make are the real power. And last week we talked a lot about magic. And I don't know about you guys, but I definitely felt the magic last week. You know, there was some magic to help me get my head out of my ass. There was some magic in the weather. There was some magic in just the people that I encountered. So hopefully you saw a lot of magic this week, this past week, and you continue to see the magic as we move into this week. So before we pull our first card, why don't we take care of a little housekeeping? Who am I? Well, I am Enlightened Spirit. That's the name of my business. I am a spiritual psychic, medium, coach, advisor. I am here to help you guys by making a soul to soul connection to help you hashtag live enlightened, hashtag spiritual as fuck. And so we do that with using my cards, the affirmator cards, the goddesses, the ascended masters, the fairies, all sorts of cards, and through channeled messages that I receive from spirit, however you perceive spirit to be. So if you want more information about me, about what I do, you can find that on my blog, which is right here, Enlightened with Mel. This is on Substack, and Substack is an amazing platform for which we can do podcasts. I have a podcast on there as well, blogs, live shows. Substack is just absolutely phenomenal. So if you haven't checked out Substack, do it now. More is definitely coming. And so that is all the housekeeping I can think of for today. Nothing really new and exciting coming down the pike for me or anybody else so far. So you know how this works. Put your questions in the chat box, and don't worry, even if you don't put your questions in the chat box, there's going to be an answer for you, because that's what happens. We get plugged in, we connect with others because we are no longer alone. We are no longer isolated. The problems that we have are the problems that everybody else is having. And we tapped into the power of all of us working together, all of us communicating, cooperating together. We're going to move mountains. So let's see what the universe wants you to think about today. So we start with the affirmators right here. Great set of cards. And the thing we are focusing on today is engagement. Ooh, I didn't expect that. And I was like it. Engagement. Today, I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell flowers and pet dogs, and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average, and at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. Engagement. Ooh. This is very interesting because over the course of the week, I've been talking to a few people about how human beings, we're not engaging anymore. We are checking out. I know I am checking out. We are shutting down. We are checking out. we are reducing our focus, reducing our awareness to usually the devices in our hands, right? We are reducing our energy to what is really just in front of us, probably about 12 feet in front of us, right? And we're living that day, not 12 feet, 12 inches in front of us, and we're living each day like 1 foot at a time. What's right here? What's right here? And not only are we perceiving only from the stuff that is right in front of us, we are not engaging with anything that isn't directly right in front of us. And this card here is saying engagement. And how great is it that this card engagement is actually coming after the card we had last week, magic? So we are being asked to engage with life around us. And this does not necessarily mean that you're going to like have this stirring conversation with every single thing that you encounter. Talk to the rock, talk to the tree, talk to the flowers. You could. That'd be a really great experiment if you did engage with the trees and the rocks and the flowers that are around you. But to actually allow what you perceive to really register in your mind and regard it and to see how and why it makes you feel the things that you feel. To not just write everything off as like, yes, desk, right, chair, bed, and just plow through life. To really engage with what it is you're seeing in life. Engaging often can bring about a new appreciation for the things you see in life. Engaging can also bring about a new understanding for the things you see in life. What this card is saying is that now that we got the magic from last week, we're being asked to engage, to connect, to actually really see, really hear, really feel the things that are around us. Because the more that we reduce our attention, the more that we reduce our awareness, the more we're shutting ourselves out, right? We're shutting ourselves out and off from, the subtle energies that are running this world, the subtle energies that have always been here to protect us, to guide us, to love us, to help us. And so it's time to re-engage. Moving right along, because I know I'm gonna need some help with this because re-engaging and engagement in general is like kind of scary, right? When I think about trying to engage with the world around me, I think about how what if the world around me doesn't want me to engage with it? And that is none of my business. You're telling me, no, Mel, it doesn't matter if people around you or the things around you don't want you to engage with it. You don't have to make it your best friend. All you have to do is to see it, to know it, to appreciate it, to acknowledge it, but engage with it in a way where you are fully, fully, fully aware of it. It isn't just something you're subconsciously logging in. So we're moving on to my pals, the goddesses, the African goddesses, the fairies, the ascended masters, and messages from heaven. We're starting right here to support our message of engagement. What is it that we need to know? Let's see. And okay, shine. All right. So I do feel like this is really about people, okay? So this card here is saying to shine. We want you all to realize that we, you, us, all, every living thing is imbued with a power that creates galaxies, a power that emanates a light. That's part of the reason why we can see each other, because we're all emanating a light, right? And so we want you to understand that this light is your birthright. And so it's important for you to learn how to shine. It's important for you to step into this light and allow the best and truest version of yourself to step forward. No more diminishing yourself. So this is one thing we've been doing, or one of the many things we've been doing, is that not only have we been reducing our awareness, right? Keeping our awareness on only about a foot in front of us, right? Really living a foot at a time, but we've been also reducing our light, reducing our impact, reducing the way our energy really truly manifests. Because of what? Because we're always worried about how our energy is affecting other people, because we don't know how to modulate our energy. We don't know how other people are going to perceive our energy. We're not sure we perceive our own energy. What this card is saying is for you to shine. To not be afraid of shining. And when you engage with the world around you, do it with your whole self. Do it with 110% of your entire being. Why? Because that is your true self, at least getting exercise. That is your light. That is your magic, stepping into the air, shaking the dust off of it and getting stronger. So, shining. Do not be afraid when you engage. Know that when something has been brought in front of you with which you are to engage, it's for you to do that. And so you don't have to hide yourself. You don't have to pretend to be anything you are or anything you are not. Just allow the true self to come through. Why? Because that true self is exactly the way it's supposed to be. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. It is exactly what the moment has prescribed. And so thinking anything less of that is going to really pretty much show us, and reinforce the idea that we're playing God, and we don't want to do that. That's not helpful. We're going to let whoever the hell God is play God, right? We're going to just show up as best as we can, right? With integrity, with courage, shining, and being willing to engage with all of the energies, all of the items that we encounter in our lifetime, in our journey. All right. So this is the card bold just showed up. So this reading already is telling me we're going to have to really allow ourselves to embrace courage and be bold, because engagement this week, right? Being our best selves, being our truest selves is going to be an act of courage, right? Many of us have been wounded, right? Let's just call it what it is. We've been wounded. And we operate from a place where we'd much rather be safe than bold or brazen or outspoken. And so we play it safe. And so this week, maybe when you're in the grocery store, you say hi to the little old lady buying food. Maybe this week you connect with the guy who is stocking the cans of vegetables or produce. We want you to be bold, to trust that when you are asked to engage with the world around you, when you are asked to shine, when you are asked to be bold, that the universe is here and is ready, is waiting to support you in these efforts. The fear that you may be feeling, the trepidation you may be feeling, is an ego-based place. And we want you to understand that we do not want you to hide yourself any longer. We do not want you to play small. We want you to let your freak flag fly, your bright light shine, because your engagement is really going to add more quality, be a benefit to the people, places, and things in your world as you navigate this week. And why? Why is engagement so important? Because they said it here first, folks. They said new opportunities is coming. Whoa. So, yes, get out of your phone. You're sitting in a doctor's office, right? And you're on your phone. No, put your phone down, sit, smile, breathe, sit there. Just, yeah, you might feel like an idiot, but they're saying, who cares? Be bold, shine, engage, because new opportunities are coming. And we are going to miss some opportunities if we are not awake, if we are not available, if we are not courageous enough to shine, to be our truest selves, and if we are unwilling to engage with the energies, the situations, the people all around us. We all love the idea of new opportunities. But new opportunities often come when we have practiced a set of behaviors that have, kind of shown the universe that we're ready for new opportunities. And so, leading up to these new opportunities, we're asking you, have you been practicing being bold? Have you practiced stepping into your energy? Have you practiced being brazen? Have you practiced shining? That's what you're going to be doing this week. You're going to be practicing shining, smiling. And have you been practicing engaging with the things around you? So, engagement, shining can be as simple as a smile, could be as simple as a head shake, could be as simple as a good morning, can be as complicated as a conversation, a phone number exchange. No matter how you choose to engage with the energies around you, specifically people at this point, I'm hearing it is about people. It is about people, for people to wake up, open your eyes, see what's in front of you, notice what's going on. You're going to see new opportunities. This is literally like a wake up call from the universe that we are missing things. We have be in our duty, in our quest to be safe, in our desire to have things be manageable, predictable, because that is our idea of safety. We are missing out on a few things that are important, a few things that are going to be opportunities for us. So it might be scary, but put down the phone, connect with other humans. This is important, very important for this week. And so, moving right along. Okay, twin flame. So, why the hell are we engaging this week? Now I'm scared. Why are we shining this week? Why are we being bold this week? Because there are new opportunities and it will involve a twin flame. So, to be clear, your twin flame is not necessarily your soulmate, okay? Your twin flame is somebody that you've traveled these lifetimes with, who is going to be your greatest teacher, one of your greatest teachers. The other side of you that is gonna make you burn. It's gonna show up and it's going to entice you. It's going to seduce you, but it's going to force you to learn some very interesting things about yourself. So do not be surprised that if you encounter your twin flame, you're not necessarily in love with them. That's okay. A twin flame moment does not necessarily mean you have to connect your physical life with them. It means that this person has been in your life path, has been in one of these streams of reality with you at a point in time, and they have taught you very, very powerful messages. And a lot of those messages do require a little bit of burning, a little bit of growing, a little bit of stretching. For some people, this does work in the area of love. For some people, this can work in the area of relation of work, vocations. For some people, this can work in the area of family. Either way, you're going to meet somebody or something that is going to really reflect back to you qualities you enjoy about yourself, qualities you don't enjoy about yourself, and it's going to help you grow. It's going to help you level up. You're going to feel some crazy awesome emotions this week. Oh my gosh, I'm scared because we all know how I feel about emotions. They are not always my favorite thing, but that's okay. I'm going to notice my emotions this week and I'm going to engage with them. I'm going to ask them, what are they here to show me? I'm going to engage with people on the street and say, hey, how are you doing? What are you here to teach me? Not that I'm going to say, what are you here to teach me? But I will open up the space so what they do and what they say can teach me. I'm going to shine. I'm going to smile. I'm going to be my best self with makeup or without makeup. I am going to allow my true self to shine through. So the kindness, the compassion that I feel for others will be what meets them before my personality or my breath. But my personality is going to be one that's in alignment with my truest, most radiant self to the best of my abilities. And you're encouraged to do the same as well. And then we're going to be bold, right? So this means I'm going to be doing this in places that I might not typically do it. I'm going to stretch and try to engage and try to shine in arenas that might be a little bit scary for me, in ways that may not be typical as to the way that I typically shine or the ways that I typically engage. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to practice it. I'm going to get stronger in it because new opportunities are showing up for me and for you this week, right? So we're going to open up our eyes. We're going to engage with the world around us, the people around us, the situations around us as our true, most radiant selves, right? We're full of love and compassion, willingness, right? Curiosity, because new opportunities are coming. They are coming. They are coming. They're coming. This week is going to be amazing for that. And these new opportunities are going to help us grow, are going to give us very intense, very strong emotions, twin flame like energy. So it's going to be the opposite side of this pattern of life that we've been living. And it's going to reflect back to us some very important messages, some very important ideas that we should really consider as we level up, as we travel this earth and navigate this lifetime. So that is super exciting that when we choose to engage this week, we are going to get a lot. That's why we're going to bolster ourselves. That's why we are going to strengthen this version of ourselves so we can meet each opportunity, that we can do the things that typically scare us, like putting down our phone in public places. Yes, it's about phone, it's about people. You're saying, how do you expect to meet people if you're always on your phone? So, moving right along to our last deck, Talking to Heaven. This is where we get a message from those who've transitioned, allowing them to inform this journey, this part of our week, allowing them to share their messages. And it was their time to go, right? So this is a message about divine timing, right? It is, everything is working out perfectly for you, for me. And we have to trust that divine timing is really working in our best interest. So there's a reason why last week's card was magic and this week's card is engagement, right? There's a reason why engagement is trying to get us to understand that we are being asked to engage because our light is welcome. Our light is important in this scenario, in this lifetime, in this journey. Your light is important. So shine. Is divine timing that is asking you now more than ever to be bold as your truest, most radiant self, to be bold, to be brazen, to take a risk and embody things that make you feel strong and empowered at this stage of the game, because new opportunities are showing up. And as a result of our engagement, as a result of our shining and being bold, we're going to embrace these new opportunities. But we got to engage in order to see them, right? Divine timing is bringing these opportunities to us. And then it's going to be twin flame moments, a lot of strong energies that are going to make us feel like we are in the flow, right? So it's all about divine timing. So many things that we've all been waiting for, right? For the past few months, the things that we've been waiting for are going to start to take shape this week. So you've asked for it. How are you going to show up for it? It is your time. It is your time to show up for it, and to do so with all the love in your heart, all the trust in your heart, all the magic in your heart, all the belief that you have been brought to these moments because you were divinely equipped, provided for, and protected and loved. So yeah, that's it. You're allowed to be afraid. I know I am. You're allowed to be afraid. You're allowed to be uncomfortable, but that's all right. That is part of our human experience. Through the fear and through the discomfort, we are going to shine. We're going to be the best versions of ourselves because these wonderful opportunities for a really soul centered growth, expansion is going to show up because we deserve it, because it is our time. So step into it. Know that it is for you. If it's shown up, it is for you. No more of this doubt. Shine through it, engage with it, right? And then be sure to tell me about it next week. Ah! So thank you all so much for showing up. This was a wonderful session. I will be sure to tell you what showed up for me this week because I do believe that this reading was definitely for me as well as for some of you guys out there, probably most of you guys out there. So thank you so much for joining me, Mel, In-Lightened Spirit, as we endeavor to hashtag live enlightened and hashtag spiritual as fuck. This has been Spiritual as Fuck, spiritual psychic guidance insight, so you can hashtag live enlightened and spiritual as fuck with more freedom, empowerment, love, and all that other stuff for all the rest of your days. Have a really good one, and I will see you next week, Monday. Bye. Beep, beep, beep.